Hi, my name is Elizabeth Benedict. I'm in Professor Mundel's class, Foundations in Special Education. I'm here to talk about the roles in teaching special ed and dispositions. I am dedicating and committing my life to being a special ed teacher. I'm going into this, and I have gone into this with an open mind and an open heart. And by doing this, I do expect my students to succeed with the right plan. Part of having a student succeed is having faith in them and faith in yourself that you can do this. Each child is an individual, and that's how they need to be treated, as an individual. You cannot treat any child the same because they have different needs, and those needs to be addressed. To be a special ed teacher, you have to be positive. I'm a substitute teacher right now, and I'm always positive. If you're not positive, I know the students can sense it, and they don't have the confidence to what it takes to learn. So being positive is another priority. Also, letting a student partake in goal setting for their learning as well as in the class is very important. That will give them confidence, knowing that they are part of the plan. And I know I like being part of something, and that gives me more confidence to do something. That makes me realize that somebody believes in me that I can do something, and therefore that goes for the student. Always involve the family. You learn so much from the family. And if I can't learn anything from the family of a student, then I'm not a good teacher. The more I learn, the better teacher I can become. And learning everything you can about the student and their family, their background, their culture, everything that you receive, all the information you receive, embrace it and use that to help them and help yourself to teach them. As an educator, you have to have respect. If you don't have respect, it's not going to work. And respect begins with yourself. If you don't respect yourself, you're not going to respect anybody else. And therefore, nobody can respect you. So when you walk into a classroom, you have respect for every one of those children. Have respect when you walk into the school. Have respect for your colleagues. Have respect for everybody outside, all around you. And I know having respect makes me feel like a better person. Bias is one thing you never bring into the classroom, because if you're biased, you're not being fair. If you have a personal opinion about something and it doesn't relate to the student, but in a way it does, you need to step outside that box, because if you're being biased about something, that can affect the student. It could affect the outcome of how a child may turn out. So I have never been biased when it's come to a student. I've always looked outside the box and listened. And I used critical thinking to do what I think is best for a student. When I've walked into a classroom, I've had to maintain all these dispositions. I have more patience with students than I do with anybody else. And I'm proud of the way I can act in a classroom. But my only problem is when I get outside the classroom. Sometimes I get frustrated or I don't understand something and I panic and I may get a little huffy. And I cannot do that because one day I may take that into the classroom, having that gnawing feeling, and I cannot bring that into the classroom because I know students can pick up on that. And having a good disposition as a teacher is a must. You need that before anything. And believing in yourself that you can do it and teach a child, and believing in the child and the profession. And one day I hope I can take my commitment as a teacher and bring it outside. I'd like to work with refugee children. And that's all I have.